Your leaked data can now be bought by debt collectors, not on the dark web, not by some anonymous hacker, but from a startup operating in broad daylight, selling your stolen info as a legitimate business for as little as $50. They're selling data pulled from malware-infected computers. Browser autofill info, saved passwords, billing addresses, even logins to sensitive or embarrassing sites. And because the US has no national privacy law, no right to be forgotten, no version of GDPR, and no guaranteed right to digital privacy, there's nothing stopping them. That my data is already leaked mindset. It's not just defeatist. It's dangerous. And it's exactly what these companies are counting on. Before we dive in, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on all my socials. You'll find links below. I post more tips, news, and breakdowns like this across the board. This story comes from 404 Media, and it's pretty jaw-dropping. A startup called Farnsworth Intelligence is reselling data hacked from over 50 million computers. The data includes browser autofill entries, like your home address, saved login credentials, billing info, potentially embarrassing account data. They sell it to debt collectors, divorce lawyers, private investigators, and even businesses looking to poach customers from competitors. One of their services, infostealers.info, lets anyone search through stolen data with just $50. No ID, no vetting, nothing. Think about that. Someone can look up where you live or which sites you use because your device was compromised once and your data is now part of an open market. What's even more disturbing is how normalized this all is. Companies screw up, people get hacked, and we just move on. A recent great example is McDonald's. Their AI hiring chatbot, built by a company called Paradox.ai, got breached because of a hard-coded, extremely laughably simple password left in the code. That exposed names, emails, phone numbers, potentially job histories, all from job applicants across the country. This wasn't a sophisticated zero-day exploit. It was rookie-level security. And yet, no major fallout. No fines. No headlines for more than a day. Why? Because in the US, there is no real system of accountability for data breaches. And this isn't just some one-off incident. This is the latest in a long line of catastrophic failures that we've all just quietly accepted. I'm going to pick some of the highlights that come to mind. Equifax 2017. 147 million Americans, social security numbers, credit reports, addresses stolen because Equifax didn't patch a known vulnerability. It had been known as vulnerable for months. They paid, in the grand scheme, a small fine for them and kept on operating. National Public Data, 2024. Hundreds of millions of records exposed, scraped from public sources very often, and dumped online in an open cloud bucket. No password. No encryption, just sitting there. 23andMe, 2023 to 2024. Hackers scraped genetic profiles due to poor account protections and a lack of proper multi-factor authentication, MFA. 23andMe blamed the users. The audacity. But this is your DNA, not just some email list. T-Mobile. 2015 to 2023, at least 9 breaches in under 10 years. IMEI numbers, SIM info, addresses, all exposed repeatedly. Customers get a free year of credit monitoring and the cycle continues. Facebook and Cambridge Analytica, 2018. 87 million profiles harvested without consent and weaponized to influence elections. Sparked the GDPR in Europe. In the US, Mark Zuckerberg got a hearing and a meme. Capital One, 2019. A misconfigured firewall led to over 100 million credit card applications being exposed. And the hacker apparently was a former AWS employee. Again, avoidable. MoveIt transfer breach, 2023. A software vendor used by governments and hospitals got compromised, and that exposed sensitive data across multiple states and agencies. These aren't accidents. They're the consequences of a broken system where protecting your data just isn't a priority. In many developed nations, this would often be illegal. In the EU, it's covered by GDPR. Canada has PIPEDA. China enforces PIPL. South Africa has POPIA. These laws demand consent, security standards, and real accountability. But in the US, nothing like it. At best, a patchwork of state laws and maybe some federal laws that don't go far enough and can't often be enforced across borders, such as the California Consumer Privacy Act. It only applies to California. And most Americans don't even know nor understand you don't have a constitutional right to privacy, especially when it comes to your digital data. Until that changes, your data will keep being treated like a commodity, bought, sold, and breached at will. I don't care if you're in cybersecurity or if you have nothing to hide. That's not the point. This is about debt collectors showing up at your house, possibly sharing, embarrassing details to get you to pay your debts. Divorce lawyers digging into your search history. Stalkers getting your location and more information from autofill leaks. Advertisers building shadow profiles on you. Police using third-party data to bypass warrants. These systems are being abused by people with power and money, while average users get left exposed. And when breaches happen, they just shrug. Whoops! Here's a free credit monitoring subscription. So what can we do? 1. Stop normalizing breaches. Data leaks are not inevitable. They're often avoidable failures. 2. Demand legislation. Push for a U.S. version of GDPR. Federal, enforceable, and protective by design. 3. Take personal security seriously. Use password managers and strong unique logins. Enable multi-factor authentication, MFA, on everything. Use hardware keys like YubiKey for critical accounts. I love my YubiKeys. Avoid shady browser extensions and pirated software. Use encrypted tools like Proton Mail, which is a sponsor of my content often, just to have some transparency. 4. Call out companies. When you see negligence, don't let it slide. Pressure works. Reputation matters. We've reached the point where selling stolen data to debt collectors is a startup business model. And if that doesn't make you want to raise hell, I don't know what will. I've been shouting this for years, and I'll keep shouting it. We need real privacy rights in the US. We need federal data protection laws. If this made you angry, good. Share it, comment, make some noise. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow me on all my other socials, and as always, happy hacky. Just do it ethically.